Hey everybody, and welcome to our live event. This is David again, and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Today, I'm going to go through a few things that I think are really important, some of the things that held me back for so freaking long from growing my business. And I'm going to share those with you today. But before we begin, of course, thank you guys for those of you who were with us yesterday in our time training, and we talked about how we get more time creating 5 more hours. We have a huge training on Thursday in this group, which I'm going to break down exactly how I run a 7-figure tax business without doing any returns. And if you want to be there, please comment below. We'll tag you on the upcoming event because I promise you don't want to miss that one. That one's going to be big and long. And I don't mean it in a bad way, but I mean, like, I'm going to go deep. I'm going to talk about marketing, customer acquisition, the strategies that I've used, how I built a core team, how I offer that core team, where I started, where I am today, and everything in between, and how you can avoid all the bad things that I went through. How I went through them, and you don't have to go through them either. This is one of the biggest challenges we face today is really understanding the challenges that we're going to face that we can't even see in somebody like maybe me who have gone through it, who can help you get there. So thank you so much. Today, I want to talk to you about something that's been holding me back, something that may has been holding you back. Maybe we're in the same boat. Maybe we both are going through the same thing. And I know it's something that really stopped me for many years, like stopped me from taking action, stopped me from moving forward, stopped me, honestly, from making money. How many of you guys like to make money? Because that's really what had happened. It stopped me from making money. So what I want to share with you today is how and to overcome those things that I went through. So, by the way, if you stay to the end, today I'm going to give you a way for you to get a free ticket, a free $2,500 ticket to Tax Growth Con. I'm going to give that away today. So all you have to do is just stay to the end. So please stay to the end. This is for anybody who wants to grow their business, who wants to overcome some of the biggest challenges that they were going to or have experienced in their business. I'm going to share that here with you today and on Thursday's training, but I'm going to give away a ticket today. All I need you to do is stay to the end, okay? $2,500 ticket. So if you know anybody who wants to win a ticket, you need to be here, okay? You got to be on. $2,500 ticket. All right, so let's go. So I believe, just to be clear, that businesses, or that there's going to be a lot of challenges in business. And I believe the one thing that held me back for so freaking long, one thing that held me back for so freaking long is my stubbornness and belief that what I was going through was just me alone. Like, I used to believe, honestly, this is me, like, what challenges I'm experiencing right now, these are challenges only I experience. What I'm going through, I'm alone in this. Like, nobody else knows my business like I do. Nobody else is going through the challenges that I am. Nobody's experienced the things that I'm. Have you ever been there where you just tell yourself this constant and never-ending cycle of, I know I could use some help, but nobody gets what I'm going through. Like, nobody understands my business. This has been a huge factor in the reasons why I couldn't grow my business, because every time anybody would ask for or ask me if they could help, or anytime somebody gave me advice, or if somebody passed me some information, I would say, yeah, but that's just not for me. Like, they don't know my business. They don't understand what I'm going through. They don't know who I am. They don't know what's going on. That book isn't about me. That person doesn't know my business. They're in something totally different. They sell products, I sell services. Have you ever been there? Because that's where I lived for a long time. And because I lived there, what it did is it held me back. It held me back from networking. It held me back from connecting. It held me back from really asking people who probably could have solved my problem so long ago for help. I went through this for so freaking long. In fact, from 2008 to about 2014 is when I was going through that. I knew it all. I was hot. I was the best thing ever. I knew what I was doing, and I didn't want anybody to help me because they couldn't, because they didn't know my business. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know what I was going through. And so this held me back for so long, and it held me from getting to the next level. So the belief that we're the only ones going through it is total BS. We are not unique. Business is business. Like, business is business. It's fundamental. It's marketing, it's sales, right? It's operations, it's delivery, it's fulfillment. These are things that every business has to do, regardless if it's a service or a product. So when I realized all this, And I said, you know what? This is not for me. In fact, when I started to realize that is when I went to an event. This was an event in 2014. I went to an event put together by some tax people that I knew in the tax industry, and they called it Next Level Training. And this Next Level Training was an event where you could go and you could hear like operations strategy, and you would hear things about marketing and customer acquisition and all these things. And so I went to this event, and while I was sitting there, I started to realize that what they were saying to me, because they started talking about customer acquisition, I started to realize that what they were saying to me was nothing out of the ordinary and nothing that I didn't or wasn't experiencing. It was kind of interesting because I realized at that point, just to be clear between you and me, I realized that even though I was there because they had tax experience and they knew stuff in the tax industry, so that's why I was there, I realized that they weren't that different from me. And when I realized that, I was more receptive, I was more open, I was more willing to learn. I literally opened up, and then I realized, like, maybe these people that I'm listening to can give me advice on things that maybe I haven't been through. And it really was like that. And then I realized, you know what, the people that were on the stage, even though they were helping us and they were giving us a lot of advice and they were working really hard, I started to ask the people to the left of me and the right of me, like, what are you doing about this? How is this impacting you? Like, did you get what they just said? Like, I would ask questions, and somebody would give me this perspective and somebody else gave me another perspective. And some person says, I don't even know what's going on. And I'm like, man, okay. And so then during lunch, I would do the same thing. I would network and I would connect with people and I would ask them questions. And then I started to realize that I wasn't going through this alone. Like, everybody was experiencing the same challenges I was. And I was just fortunate enough to catch on in 2014. And I started to make a change. And what I did is I decided to commit to getting around different people. I started to commit to networking with different people in different industries. I started to go to events. I joined the chambers, even though that's not even the biggest change, but it was really, for me, it was, because I would go to the chamber, they'd start talking about businesses, and I'm like, you guys don't know what I'm going through. And they realized that everybody was going through the same problem. Just like right now, for an example, everybody's going through a team or employee challenge. Doesn't matter what industry, right? Taxes or not. So I started to network with the right people. I started going to events. I went to Tony Robbins. I went to Grant Cardone. These are big guys, right? I went to a few non-name events, people that are just putting on events. And then I started to get into different coaching programs and mentorship programs. And it became like this passion to get around people who were thinking different than me, even though we weren't in the same industry. And it really sparked my creativity, and it gave me a sense of, we'll call it understanding, enlightenment, that really just sparked a fire in me that has never stopped. Getting in front of different people really has changed my life. And if I wouldn't have done that, I'd be stuck doing the same thing. Like, for an example, I used to do taxes. I don't know about you guys, but I did taxes for a long time, like a long time. I absolutely hated it. But just so y'all know, I had to, right? Like, I had to get the job done. I had to help people. I had to get the business going. I had to make the money. And every time I would do that, I would think, David, you're winning. David, you're winning. You know, you're making money. I'd be like, $300, $300, $300. And then, you know, it really became very apparent to me that my team wasn't really a good team because I never could focus on them. That my business really wasn't growing. I was just getting more work on my plate. That I couldn't really grow beyond where I was. And it was freaking interesting to me, because if we really want to be successful in life, like, we can't be stuck doing taxes. And I was doing it like for so freaking long, right? And I got out of that business and that mindset because when I started to get around different people, I would start asking them, like, do you do taxes? Do you work in your business? And I started to meet people that just didn't work in their business anymore. And I would think that was just like, wow, must be nice. You ever said that crap? Must be nice. So I would say that must be nice crap. And because I would say that, what it would be is a self-fulfilling prophecy. And then I never really believed them until I started to really see people not working. And I didn't mean not working. I mean not doing the work, but really working on their business. And then I started to meet these people and network with them and connect with them and see how they live and what they do. And I'm like, it is possible. And then I started to work my way out of that. I started to figure out how to delegate, how to build a team, how to attract the right customers that didn't bug me every 2 seconds. I started to figure out what I wanted to do and who I wanted to do it for and why I was going to do it, how much I was going to charge, how much I was going to make, and why it was going to serve my life. I figured all that out by getting around different people. And this was a killer decision in my mind when I cut off that belief that I couldn't get away from my business because I had to do taxes, the belief that I didn't have anybody who could help me because nobody understood it. It changed everything for me. So here's where it all ended out for me. Today, the reason that we haven't made changes is because you and I have made a claim to something that is just not true. That claim is, I have to do taxes. The claim is, I don't know how to find the right people. The claim is, I don't know where to find new customers. The claim is, I can't charge that much. There's a claim that you are making, a self-fulfilling prophecy that you're putting into the world that you are saying over and over again because you believe it. And so today, what I want to do is I want to help break that. So what I want to do in our group today, this is how you get a free ticket, by the way, right? This is how you get a free ticket. Today, what I want you to do is to go in our group. I'm going to post these instructions on the chat, but please pay attention. To go into the group and post one belief that is stopping you from getting to the next level. Let me give you an example. For a long time, I believed that I had to do taxes in order for my business to survive. I believed that. I really, truly did. Because the customers would come looking for me. So I said, if I'm not here, what's going to happen? Right? So that limiting belief that stopped me held me back from building the team that I needed to build. This year, a limiting belief of mine, a belief that held me back, was I can't find good people to work our tax offices. Just couldn't do it. It's hard. It's hard, David, to find the right people. It stopped me from moving to the next level because I would start harping on this all the time. And then I realized I'm not the only one going through this. And I changed my mindset. We found the right people. We pushed. And today we have a good team. Like, I had these beliefs. So what belief is stopping you from getting to the next level? So what I want you to do is to go into our group and I want you to post exactly that. Today, the reason you haven't made a change is because you made a claim that blank, right? What is stopping you? So once you make a claim, by the way, once you understand what's holding you back, there's no possible way you can't find a solution. So what is stopping you from moving to the next level? Post that in the group, #beliefs. Now, when you post that, my team and I are going to go in there and we're going to pick the best belief, the one that aligns best with what we think is cool and what it feels good, and that really is as detailed and as passionate as possible. And I'm going to give away one ticket. I'm going to give a $2,497 ticket, an elite ticket to Tax Growth Con. It's a big ticket. I promise you, you're going to get it for free. No hits and no ifs, ands, or buts. But I need you to be full out here and go into the group and say, what's stopping me from getting to the next level is, write it out. Write it out, because once you make that claim, you now have to solve that problem. What's stopping me from getting to the next level is, because once you make that claim, you're going to have to make a decision to solve the problem. Okay? So I'm going to go in there. I'm going to go check this. So I encourage you right now to make that claim. Now, before I let you go today, I hope this training is serving you. When I decided to create this group and to create this event and to do all these things, just to be clear, I had a lot of beliefs that were holding me back. The belief that I couldn't do it, the belief that I don't have the network, the belief that I can't raise the money or find the money, the belief that I had all of these limiting beliefs. And so literally I took out a piece of paper and I said, look, what is stopping me from going to the next level with my ideas? Is it money? I can't find it. That's bullcrap. You know how to make it, right? Is it the network? That's bullcrap. You can find the network. You can find the great people like yourself, right? Is it what was holding me back? And I wrote them all down and I just said, that's it. I'll tell you one last story that, you know, one time, the one time that I actually got away from this limiting belief thought process, that really actually that I was introduced to it. I went to a Tony Robbins event in 2015, and at the event, Tony had this piece of paper, a bunch of sheets of paper, and a big fire outside in the courtyard. And you would go by and you'd pick up a piece of paper and you'd get a marker or a pen, and you would write down one thing that is stopping you from going to the next level in your life. And you would get that paper, you would write everything out. What is stopping you? What is stopping you? What is stopping you? And you would write it down. And then what you would do is you would get that paper, you would crumble it up, and you would throw it in the fire and say, no more. It was one of the most powerful things I've ever done in my life, because it really made me, and it was not about business, by the way. When I threw that paper, it was what's stopping me from finding the right person in my life? What's stopping me from taking my business from 1 million to 5 million to what's stopping me from finding the right product or service? Like, what's stopping me from finding the right customers? What's stopping me from reaching optimal health? What's stopping me from being the best version of myself? Like, what is it? And I wrote them all out. You know, I'm lazy. I don't focus. I can't, you know, and all of those things are true. They're not true. They are not true. One thing that I mean, anything that you say, I don't have money, that's not true. You can find money. I'm not good looking, that's not true. Somebody will find you attractive, right? I'm not healthy, that's not true. You can be healthy. When somebody says, I am a smoker, that's not true. You said you're a smoker. Everybody can quit. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got to get rid of these belief systems. And the way you do that is by claiming them so that you can get them off your chest and now find a solution. So please go into the group right now after this event and post in there, what's stopping me from going to the next level is, and be as detailed as possible. Throw them all out there, because I'd love to see what you're doing. I would love to help you get through those challenges. More importantly, the best one that I'll pick it is going to be chosen to get a free ticket to Tax Growth Con, $2,497 value. So I really appreciate you guys being here today. It is very, very, it is very exciting to me every single day that I get the opportunity to serve you in this group and to grow with you. If there's something that I can do, please reach out to the group, and I know we will work together to solve those problems. Tomorrow I have one more training, and then on Thursday, our big boy, where I break down the 7. Here, let's do it this way. Boom. Does it bring it in? No, it didn't do it. How did I do it? Oh, where I bring in the 7. I'm sorry, the 7, where I'm talking about how I run a 7-figure company right now, how I run it, and I don't do any tax returns. 7-figure tax business with no tax returns done by me. I'm going to teach that. I'm going to go deep. I'm literally going to talk about marketing and how I started. I'm going to talk about how I started marketing, how I built a team, how I structured the business, how I failed, how I won, what I've done, what I didn't do, what I should do more of, how I built all the things, the systems and challenges that overcame all the things today in this competitive environment. I'm going to share it all. I'm going to lay it all on the line, all for you this Thursday at 4 p.m. CST. So if you're interested in being at this event, please don't hesitate to register for the event, because you definitely deserve to be there. Let me see here. Let's see if it lets me do this. All right. I'm going to, last thing before I end, okay? I don't know if it's going to let me add this. There you go. Why isn't it not letting me put it as a big, anyways. I have one last thing. You guys have approximately 0 minutes, actually 2 minutes. There you go. About 2 minutes to get out, and I hope that maybe we'll extend it for 5 more minutes to get half off of any ticket for Tax Growth Con right now. If you'd like to go get it, half off. It's probably going to be expiring in about 5 minutes. Half off, the biggest sale you'll ever see in the Tax Growth Con. But I don't want to confuse you. I just want you to see that flash sale. Please do that. Let's take that out, please. And last thing here, I want you guys to know, go please post your limiting beliefs in the group right now. I'll put the statement in the chat so you know what to say, and please post them so I could pick a winner. We're going to pick the winner on Friday and announce it, on Thursday, and we're going to announce it live on our training. So you got to be there. All right, guys. So I really appreciate you all being here. I wish you nothing but health, wealth, success, but most importantly, freedom, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.